Hi, and welcome to the Live Edge Lumber Girl Show. This episode of the Live Edge Lumber Girl Show comes to you from Tags Tools, with 2 locations to serve you in Hamilton, one at 1104 Barton Street East, and in the mountain at 1361 Rymel Road East, your go-to store for hard-to-find tools and machinery. This interview was a lot of fun with Alex from Anglewood Custom Furniture. Alex has all the angles covered. How are you doing? How are you holding up with this whole pandemic thing? How's business with that?
It's so like not known what's gonna happen, right? So it's almost like I've lost feelings. It's almost like, you know, you're just you're no longer, you pass the shock stage, so you're just like whatever, going, you know, day by day, week by week. The assistance from the government is for sure, that's kind of with every announcement that they've made, it made it a lot easier each time. So I think right now it's like it's kind of working out actually, because it's almost like a break.
Yeah.
Because we were so busy right up to when it happened that, and then also like when it was just about to begin, we were really getting ready for it, like making sure we have all the supplies, you know, making sure that all the communication is done with all the clients, and that we were like busy, plus that we were like in overdrive. So then when finally like all the shutdowns and it became like, it's a little bit relaxing now.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, are you finding that you're actually getting more time? You have more time right now to probably do the things that you never had time for before, right?
That's what everybody's, I think, is doing, just stuff that they've been putting off for a long time.
Yeah.
And now, by the virtue of even being not busy because you're not getting in the work, like you can finally do all this stuff, you know. So it's we're definitely gonna do some stuff that I've been wanting to do for a long time. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're on that positive track. Anyway, so I just I wanted to ask you to tell me a little bit about your history, because I actually don't know your history of how you started. Do you have a background? Did you go to school to learn woodworking, or what? Tell me about that.
No, not really. I think self-taught, as many are in the industry. Like, thank God for YouTube and you know, some friends who helped me out in the beginning. But my background is computers, graphic design. I was a designer for 15 years, and I hated it. Towards the last few years, it's just I needed to do something with my hands, and I also really liked woodworking. So design plus woodworking, that kind of how it came together. For me, the design part of it is a lot more fun than woodworking, and woodworking still is a lot of fun. So it's just perfect, kind of.
So how long have you been actually Anglewood Furniture and at that location?
Actually, this March was 3 years as I've been in this shop.
Okay.
And I was about a year in my garage, just like everybody else.
Yeah. So does that mean that when we first met that you were still in your garage at that point?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Probably that transition. Like, I remember the last winter that I spent in my garage, that was hell. So I was kind of like searching for a shop for maybe 3-4 months before I moved in here, and I was still working. And yeah, you know, you only need one winter in a garage, in a not heated garage, to like really consider a shop. We had 3 of those, you know, those propane ones that blast out flames.
Yeah.
We had 3 of those going. I would go through like a tank of propane almost every day, and it was nuts. It was
right. Were you using epoxy back then?
So yeah, I was already doing epoxy work, but I had to do epoxy inside the house. So we had to like log these huge tabletops inside, do all the epoxy in the basement, bring it back up into the garage, sand everything, and then bring it back down to do finishing work. It was yeah, it was pretty challenging.
Right. Yeah, that's ambitious for sure.
Yeah, I'm never doing that again. So
you're never doing that again, though. Tell everyone about Anglewood Furniture, everything that you do, because you don't just make furniture. Although you make beautiful furniture, what else do you do? What else services do you offer?
we do everything, and I think that's our strength, that we do so much. It's also our weakness, because I'm going crazy making everything. But we, inside our shop, we have about 5,000 board feet kiln. We do all our metal work, so we have a big metal fabrication area. We sell live edge, we sell epoxy, we have adhesive slabs and river that we sell. We sell pigments, and of course we do custom furniture. That's still our main business.
So you're regularly commissioned to do different custom pieces?
Yeah, that is the main business. Like, still making furniture is our passion. It's what we do. That's what we're best at. However, during this apocalypse, the fact that we sell wood and epoxy, that's really been helping us. We've been doing a lot of shipping deliveries all across Canada, and so
how are people placing their orders?
We did some online sales, but still, for majority, people came into our shop, and we can't do that anymore. So now we're forced to, and the fact that we're forced to is actually is helping us to kind of figure out exactly how to do it in an efficient way, something I never had to do before.
Right.
We're trying to put all of our slabs online, with dimensions, with prices, like all the questions that usually clients have. We're trying to have it answered in a visual way right there.
Yeah.
And people just kind of see what works. They call me if there's any questions, tell me which slab they want. It's all coded. Of course, with epoxy, it's easier because it's just like a product. And they make a payment, and then they can either do a curbside delivery, or we also deliver for free 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, although we're getting kind of busy, so I might just make it into one day, because it's kind of crazy doing it both days.
Is that just the Toronto area that you're covering then?
You know what, like I said, free GTA delivery, but apparently GTA is like this huge area, so like I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's a challenge, because it's
But it's like, also, I'm all over the place because I've got stuff going on in Kitchener. Like, I'm always over in that end of Ontario,
near me.
Dogs, or there's always stuff for me to do there. So often it's just on the way. I live in Newmarket, so it helps doing the stuff up north too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right on.
I go up to Barrie to see Joe and the guys all the time too.
Yeah.
So
at Anglewood. Yeah.
That helps if I get there. So we cover a lot of ground. Plus, like, shipping is actually pretty affordable. Like, I shipped stuff to Quebec. It was like maybe 4 slabs, and that ended up costing like $50. It's not that much, It's definitely.
You will ship slabs anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah. It's not a problem. And you just tack on whatever the cost of shipping is.
Yeah, it's not that much actually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Considering to drive from Quebec to your shop, $50 is not that bad.
A lot of times, even within Toronto, sometimes, like, I look at it and it's easier for me to ship it than drive it in person, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, your time is valuable, right? So
this whole thing with COVID is like, it's pushing a lot of people. It's forcing them to become comfortable with ordering stuff online. A lot of people who like before could have done it, even myself included. Sometimes there's just like, you want to go and see everything in person and touch it and feel it, but sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not necessary, and I think it's gonna force people to become comfortable with it. And even when this is over, a lot of people are gonna see the benefits of ordering stuff online, and I think it's gonna change just how commerce works, our shopping behaviors and habits.
Yes, I agree totally. I'm actually way ahead of you guys on that, because I've been selling slabs online for years. And I'm actually, so it is possible.
Yeah, you're sort of my inspiration, because I've been working with you for so long, and like that model, like, I can totally see that it's possible. So like, it's not impossible, right? The challenge is going to be, as you probably learned too, like that, like, scaling that model is tough, because to do that personal service that you've been able to provide, you know, you can only do so much, because there comes a point where you just go crazy a little bit, you know. But you're pretty organized with like finding the right size, the right you know, the right dimensions for the right price, right species, all that. Like you had it pretty organized on your back end, and I don't. So that's my challenge, kind of organizing the back end first, because then everything else is easier, right?
Right. Well, I am available for consulting.
Yes.
Yeah. So I am open to that. If you want to talk about that later on, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're on the right track for sure. For selling your slabs, you're on the right track. Getting your website organized and looking professional is definitely an important part of what's happening right now. I think with the whole COVID-19 thing, for all of you that are selling slabs, like it's the only way now. It's because life is going to change. I think the way that we shop, the way that we communicate between each other, the way that we just, when we're together, it won't be like it used to be. You know, we won't be shaking hands. We won't be touching everything anymore.
I hope it's not forever, because man, that would suck. Like, you know, I enjoy shaking hands.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah, same here. Oh yeah, well,
I think like the thing right now to do is just to, you know, we say in Russia, hope for the best but prepare for the worst, you know.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
We just kind of take 1 week at a time, right? That's the only thing you can do. Like that was driving in the beginning, it was driving me crazy, because like every week they would come out with like, there was so much uncertainty, you know.
I know. It was very frustrating and very upsetting.
Yeah,
it still is very upsetting, and it's a strange feeling as far as I'm concerned. It's a very strange sort of like lost feeling. It's like no one has control right now.
Well, it's because you can't, you know, like it's hard to exist when you can't plan things long term. It's just like we're not geared to live in the moment. It's actually like people that can, they are very fortunate. You know, those are the ones that you can find them like on the beach somewhere in, you know, in Bali, for example. Like I can't do that. I wish I can do that, but I can't.
I wish I could.
No, those that can, they can, but it's because they can live in the moment. They're the fortunate ones. Majority of us, we need to like plan ahead and
exactly
our SSPs and retirement and all of this. But like, you know, so now we can't, because everything is like, what the fuck is going on?
I know.
What's going to be here in 6 months? We don't. Okay, so we're back. You know, we can operate, but nobody knows how quickly the economy is going to come back.
Okay, so let's touch on your metal fabrication.
We do a lot of geometric. That's kind of our signature designs, and we've become somewhat known for that in the province. I think like everybody kind of recognizes it. That was like, I really enjoyed designing those in the beginning, because it like I just don't like making stuff that other people are making. So that was like kind of my way to stand out, and that was fun. And we're still making a lot of it, like, but we're also making all other designs too, because, you know, like not everybody likes it, or not everybody can afford it. So, you know, we'll take your money, and we'll do whatever you want us to do.
Right. Do you have like stock? Could people just walk in and buy a basic leg from you?
It's impossible to keep stock with all like everybody wants different width, different height, different everything, right? And so we do have some, however, most of it is custom. But usually we can turn around custom metal frame fairly quickly. If it doesn't have to be painted, it could be literally a couple of days. If it has to be powder coated, it might take a week or so in usual times. It's a little bit slower now.
Yes.
But, it's still, you know, like custom metal, I'm always on the fence. If I, you know, like there's times when I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. There are times when like, oh, we got to do more. It's tough to do. It's tough to offer that service, because it's costs so much to fabricate this stuff, and you have to be, you know, it just it's pretty challenging without going all the details. But yeah, like I don't know if we're gonna offer that service for forever.
I understand.
I might just switch to having a stock, and it's like, here you're gonna have this, you can have that. Can you do custom? No, we
Right.
can't.
Yeah, because there's standards for heights for coffee
Yeah,
tables, dining tables, and
that's
yeah.
one of the things we're doing during this time is because we have so many different designs, and it's tough to sell even because it's like people tend to not, people like choice, but you give them too much and it's actually like paralyzing almost. They're like, oh, I don't know,
Yeah.
So we're actually welding all the different designs we have to offer, and we're gonna take photos, and we're gonna create a catalog, and like basically this is what we can do. Outside of it, sorry, we can't.
Right. Yeah. Understandable. Yeah, because I know that when I have a guy that I've gone to sometimes for legs in down here, and for me to get one set made of a design, it costs like this much.
Right.
But if you want 10 of them, then all of a sudden that individual price went to this, right?
Yeah.
So,
and even still, even like I made stuff where it was 20 pairs or 10 pairs. It's a little bit easier, but still, like, problem is you're competing with China, really. Like, there's a lot of stuff right now that's online. I have clients all the time where we're talking about a table, and then they're fine with the cost of doing the table custom, but we get to metal and they start shopping around. They're like, well, why are you charging $500 for custom base? I can get this on Etsy for $200. And I'm get it. I'm like, I'm happy to use your base. But Etsy is, stuff that's coming from overseas, you can't compare the costs, that how easy and cost effective it is for them to make it over there, and then they bring it here, and so it's going to be a lot cheaper. So with metal, that's the biggest challenge. To have stuff in stock, the biggest challenge is competing with stuff that's coming in from overseas. Custom is not so bad because they can't make stuff custom over there.
Can we talk about your kiln?
Yeah, we can talk about my kiln.
Okay. All right. So how long ago did you install your kiln, and how big is it?
I installed my kiln, I don't know, maybe it's been running for a couple of years now. Yeah, that's by far has been like the biggest thing that changed my business, but I knew that, like, that's why I built a huge freaking kiln.
Yeah. You knew it was going to change your business. Yeah, okay.
I think in the biggest challenge in this industry, hands down, is sourcing material. When you're doing custom live edge furniture, finding the right slab can just kill your profit on the job, because you can spend anywhere from 2 to 20 hours looking for a slab, and depending on how lucky you get, depending how good your sources are, and depending on your client, like if they don't like, and it was so challenging for me when I was getting into it. It was so frustrating because, I had so much work to do, and I would find myself driving around, our vast province, looking at stuff that was, promised to me that was this size, and then I would get there and it was like 2 feet shorter, or, how it gets like. So that
I know all about it.
I knew that I had to have like a huge stock of wood in order to just have within arm's reach what I need, or at least close to it, to make the sale, and then just go with it, right? So that's why I built it. It took a lot out of me to build it. It needs a lot of space, but it works well for keeping me in stock for sure. So kiln is a very important part of my business for sure.
Okay, right on. Okay. And so how do you get your slabs? Like, are you milling your own trees?
What I do is I drive around, and then, like, sometimes you see these, like, just piles of walnut, huge logs lying on the side of the road, and you just, like, take it.
Okay. So you source your logs. You're not actually cutting down trees or anything like that.
No, sometimes, well, I hire someone. I don't know how to take down.
Right.
So, sometimes I buy small forests and then I have to hire someone to actually take it down. And
Right. Okay.
all of my milling is done by Metalwood Studios. So that's
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be interviewing them.
they help me out a lot.
Yeah.
So I work with them
Yeah, a fair bit, right?
fair bit. Yeah, almost every week I'm there during better times. But yeah, I couldn't do what I do without them. So they're fantastic at everything they do. And
yeah, Joe and Paul are quite a team.
they're all fantastic.
Yeah, right on, right on. How about your plans for the future?
Well, once I take over the Toronto Live Edge market, I plan to expand into the rest of Canada. But
Are you actually looking to grow that big?
This pandemic, it makes, I don't know, it's nice to not be like go how we usually are, to sustain, because we have a pretty big shop, bunch of guys working. It takes, we need to sell a lot, and I'm kind of enjoying this feeling. So I don't know, maybe I'll go in smaller, but it's kind of tough because we're already fairly big. So
you're thinking about possibly downsizing just a little tiny bit to change it up a bit?
Yeah, maybe.
To make it simpler?
Yeah, simplicity, but if I'm able to simplify somehow and still say, but at the same time, we don't know what's going to happen. I might have to downsize, the bigger companies, they might not survive being big because there's going to be less demand, because Edge, it's not particularly, budget type furniture. It tends to
it's not IKEA furniture. It's
and
quality. It's a lifetime piece of furniture, right?
There's going to be people that want us, that have the means to spend a lot of money, but there's going to be a lot of my clients they're just regular folk like me and you, and they don't mind spending a little bit more money on something that they believe is quality and is made here. It's a big investment for them, and a lot of times it's not easy on their end, but they see the value in it. But who knows if they'll have, moving forward, if they'll, I'm sure they'll see the value, but are they going to have the financial means to?
Well, that's the thing, right? I can see us leaning more towards, even more so, the Canadian-made products.
I really want to shoot a mini video about manufacturing in Canada. I want to do I want to make a bunch of hairpin legs, because we don't do hairpin legs.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason I don't do hairpin legs, first of all, I hate it.
I hate them too.
And the second reason is I can't make any money on it, and it's everybody wants for so cheap that I can't make any money on it. So what I want to do is create a little almost like an educational video to show how much it costs to produce 100 legs, with all the costs involved, labor, shop space, tools, materials,
right?
labor, everything, and then it'll be more expensive than just getting it online. It makes no sense. So basically, because there's so much movement right now in Ontario, it seems on social media that let's bring manufacturing back to Canada. But are people actually willing to pay, for manufacturing in Canada? And when this, right now, I think yes, but in future, when people relax, hell no. Are you going to spend $100 to buy a T-shirt?
Right.
No, everybody still is looking for a deal. People are so, people still when they buy something and they get a good deal, it was on sale, I got it 50% off. They post about it to their friends. So for them to buy Canadian made stuff, the reason manufacturing left Canada and Ontario, it's not because we stopped making stuff in Ontario. It's just people stopped buying stuff made in Ontario because it's too expensive. And it's not that it's too expensive, it's just that's the right price to cover all the costs of manufacturing here. Yeah, so I agree. I think there's a possibility here to do something from this whole let's make stuff in Canada.
Yeah.
How far it's gonna go without
Yeah.
government's involvement, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know how the economy, like our economy is basically crash right now in a sense, right? So
That's the uncertain part of it. Like,
yeah, so we don't even know what money is even going to look like, how it's going to affect our wages, how it's going to affect the cost of everything, right? So it's just a waiting game at this point.
that's why, like, you just take 1 week at a time and then you
Yeah.
react, but
Do you have a feeling of it? Do you like, or is it maybe you had it before, that feeling of anxiety? Like you feel like you should be doing something, but you're not?
I'm
Like,
doing stuff though, so I don't have the feeling because I'm doing stuff. So
you're always doing stuff. Yeah.
that feeling is what drives me to do stuff. Yeah, because if
Yeah.
I'm doing stuff, for sure, I feel a lot of anxiety, but I'm
Yeah.
always doing stuff, so
Right.
I feel okay.
I've had my moments, I'll tell you. Let me say.
I need a vacation after this is all done. Because
I agree. I think that we all need to take, I actually thought to myself, I need a vacation. I need to take a week off from everything and just relax and not think about stuff, just relax, read some books. Don't think about how I'm going to pay my next bill or, what am I going to make in my shop or whatever, right?
this is fantastic time to get into it. I feel like for a lot of people that are staying home and fortunate enough to like lose their job, temporarily.
Right. Yeah. Get laid off. Yeah.
They better be going crazy at it right now because people saying things they want to do, but nobody ever has the time.
Exactly.
Now is the time. Like if you were one of the fortunate ones to, and I know it's like sounds bad to like lose your job, but
yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Okay, so fortunate in the sense that you want to do something else, and here's the opportunity. Like I just remember myself when I was starting out, this would be perfect. For me, this would be perfect. Like some income and lots of freaking time.
Yeah.
That would be perfect. And like truth be told, right now there's probably you can get a lot of deals on material and.
Yeah. Okay, so are you updating you're going to be updating your website? You do your own website?
I have somebody that does. Well, my own website is done by me. However,
Okay.
my next I'm doing a completely redesign right now, and it's
Okay.
no way I'm doing it. No.
Yeah, and you're going to be selling slabs on there.
Right now I'm selling on Facebook. So everything is on Facebook. I'm using Facebook right now to sell.
Oh, okay. So if somebody wanted to go and check out your Facebook page and they could see there what you have for sale.
I'm making folders like in the photo part of my Facebook page.
Okay.
1-inch stock, 2-inch stock, walnut, ash, elm. So I'm trying to like organize everything there.
Okay. This is good to know.
And keep it there. I haven't quite figured out how to make it into a web format, like on a separate website. Plus, I like the fact that like if people, if I send somebody to my Facebook page, because Facebook is so more interactive, I'll get people who will ask me, oh, do you have this? So I send them a link to my Facebook folder. Then they'll be, oh, this guy does this. And then they'll follow my page.
Of course.
If I would send them to a website, yeah, they'll check everything out. But
yeah, that's very smart.
They might forget about me and like won't even find me a month from now, right? But where now they're on my Facebook page and now they're followed, right? So kind of like an evil way of getting.
Yeah. And you're doing, is it MailChimp? Are you using MailChimp for your emails?
Yeah, so that's something else that I do.
Yeah.
Just because Facebook sometimes it like not everybody sees my content, right? So
right. Okay. So how often are you putting those out then? Once a month or something like that?
Oh, no, I do those. So I gotta do it more, but really like I should be doing a couple of times a month.
Yeah. That's very informative. Like it lets me know when you're having a sale or
yes, it works really well.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you've done very well with it. You're right. You probably could do it a little bit more, but you also don't want to.
No, you don't want to do too much. But
yeah, because then you irritate people, right? And then they get pissed off, and then the next thing you know, they're unsubscribing. Yeah,
some guys are doing like once a week. I find like 2 to 3 times a month is like acceptable where people don't, don't hate it.
What's the best way to contact you?
Probably through email. Yeah, email is the best way because it gives me time to respond, and then it just stays.
Yes, and you don't lose it.
Annoying the crap out of me, like, oh, I gotta respond to this guy. So like that's probably the best way.
Yeah. Okay.
Facebook, we're getting so many getting way more messages through Facebook, and it's easier to get lost.
Yes, I agree with that.
I find like more serious inquiries come through your email anyway, so they usually get more attention this way, because on Facebook there's a lot of
Yes, I know, inquiries. Yeah. Okay. So what's your email address?
contact@anglewood.ca.
Okay. Great. Okay. So that can be found on your Facebook page and your website as well, right? Everywhere. Okay. Well, thanks so much for doing this. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed watching, be sure to click like and subscribe and hit the notifications bell to stay in the loop. If you have any questions, or if you would like to be featured on the Live Edge Lumber Girl show, leave a comment below. Until next time.